What's up, guys? Matty Ice here, Leads for Locals. In this video, we're going to go through an entire roadmap slash blueprint for generating life insurance leads. This is the 2025 to 2026 edition. It includes all of the updates and from just basically everything that I've been testing over the last 6 to 12 months. And this is going to be basically the third version of my marketing system for both life insurance and annuities. We're focusing specifically on life insurance in this video, but this also applies to annuities as well, which is another industry that I run this exact marketing system in, and it gets really, really good results. So I want to give you guys a blueprint to follow of the different things that you want to have in place to really have an effective marketing system when it comes to generating life insurance leads. Because if you can take control of your lead generation and you can start generating your own real-time exclusive leads for your specific business, you can really take back control, a huge part of your business, because leads are the lifeblood of any business, guys. You have to be able to bring new leads in on a consistent basis at any time, and not be reliant on just like simply third-party lead vendors. Because there are some really good lead vendors out there where you could purchase leads. Maybe you're purchasing leads directly from your IMO. Nothing necessarily wrong with that, but you're not in control. Like what if that lead flow dries up? Then what are you going to do? Not to mention that you don't really know how those leads are being generated. You don't know how many times they're being sold, etc. So when you're able to start generating your own leads, it can really help you take your business to the next level. So in this video, I want to give you the roadmap for it. We're going to cover all of the main things that you want to have in place. Make sure that you also check out the additional trainings that I will have in the description that are kind of like supplemental trainings for specific parts of the system that go into a lot more detail about how to get some of these different parts in place. I can't include everything in this video, just be way too long, but just make sure you check out those additional trainings, and I'll point them out as we go through this video, like which one you want to check out. Also, make sure you check out the free demo of the third version of my Agent Lead Gen Mastery program. It has all of these updates. If you're looking for a pre-made life insurance and annuity lead generation marketing system with complete with pre-made Facebook ad campaigns, pre-made high-level system with all the funnels, websites, automations, AI agents, all that stuff, all the follow-up, then make sure you check out the demo, because it gives you everything pre-made, so you don't have to create a lot of this from scratch. Make sure you check that out. I'll hook you guys up with a coupon code as well on that page. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's do a quick overview of this roadmap, just the different parts, and then we'll go into more detail about how each of these work. All right, the first part of the roadmap is making sure that you have a good offer. Now, with life insurance, it's pretty simple. You're going to have two primary offers. It's either going to be a free quote or a free guide. We're going to dive into a little bit more detail about that. But your offer is really important, guys. It's good to mix it up and test different things, because the better your offer is, typically the better your results are going to be, because people are much more incentivized to provide their name, email, phone number, like complete your form or whatnot, the better that your offer is. All right, so we'll go into detail on that. Facebook lead forms. All right, once we have our offer, we're going to take that offer, put it into a Facebook lead form ad campaign. This is still one of my favorite ways to generate leads. Yes, Facebook is still a fantastic way to generate leads, even though I am not a fan of the platform whatsoever. It is still a great way to generate leads if you do it right. And I'm going to break down my entire Facebook ad system. I'll have additional training in the description as well. But I'm just going to show you what's working for us right now and just absolutely crushing it. All right, well, we're then going to connect that ad campaign to a high-level system. Our high-level system is going to have our funnels, website, and primarily our long-term follow-up system, because it's one thing to generate leads, guys, but it's a whole other ballgame to make sure you're following up with them long-term, so that when those leads are ready to move forward with your product or service, they move forward with you, because you've been staying in touch with them for so long. All right, because not everybody's going to be ready to purchase life insurance or an annuity or whatever right off the bat. You're going to need to follow up with them. That's why we want to make sure we have a good follow-up system in place, and we build that on HighLevel. And then the fourth part, this is the newest part that is making such a huge difference, guys. I cannot stress this enough or recommend this enough: using the right power dialer within your marketing system. Because, and I'm going to go through the exact power dialer system that we're using to crush it. I was actually just having a conversation with a client of mine. They've increased their lead contact rate by 2/3. Those are his words, not mine. But the power dialer, when you use the right one and you connect it to the right system here, you can literally double your lead contact rate, meaning you're doubling the amount of conversations that you have. And one of the biggest complaints I get about these marketing systems when it comes to generating leads is not being able to get leads on the phone, right? It's really frustrating, and I totally get it. But when we use the right tool, we can get so many more people on the phone. And if you have more conversations with your leads, you're going to close more deals. It's just simple math at that point, but we need to be using the right tools for it. All right. So let's start with the offer. Like I said, with life insurance, it's pretty straightforward. It's either going to be a free quote or a free guide, or do both. Run 2 campaigns side by side, one offering the free quote, one offering the free guide. In ALGM 3.0, I give you guys both of these pre-made ad campaigns where you can offer a free custom life insurance quote or a free life insurance guide. That's what we're doing here. So with the custom life insurance quote, we're just basically showing them what their options are when it comes to getting life insurance. And then with the free life insurance guide, we're offering to teach them about life insurance and answer the most common questions that people typically have so that they can make a more informed decision. And anytime you're able to educate somebody and answer their questions even before they speak with you or like truly interact with your brands, then they're much more likely to do business with you. So offering some type of guide is a very effective campaign as well. All right, but the better your offer, typically the better your results are going to be. So these are the 2 primary offers that we use in our marketing system with ALGM 3.0, but play around with a couple different offers and see what works best for you. All right, but we want to make sure we have a good offer. Okay, next, we're going to take that offer, we're going to turn it into a Facebook ad campaign. Now, with Facebook lead form ads, the goal is to build a massive pipeline. It's not necessarily to close people right away. All right, here's the thing though, is the bigger your pipeline, the more people you have to contact, the more conversations you have, the more deals you'll close. So if we focus on using Facebook leads primarily to build our list and basically build our list of people that we can contact, all right, put into eventually the Power Dialer system, then overall you're going to do very well. All right, so we want to generate as many leads as possible for the lowest cost possible, and using being very strategic with these lead formats can absolutely do that. I'll show you a quick example here. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's a little small here, but this is my most recent campaign. You can see in the last 30 days, I just tested this. I just did a whole video on this on my YouTube channel, breaking down this exact campaign. I will link it down below if you want to check it out. All right, but we generated 9 leads, $12.20 per lead. I spent about $110 of my own money testing the campaign. That's usually what I do when I'll do like $100 to $200 when I'm testing new campaigns, but this one absolutely crushed it, guys. The engagement on this was insane, and every single one of these leads requested a life insurance quote and is SMS verified, right? That's the power of this. When you get the right system in place, it's just incredible. The results that you can get. Really good engagement, exclusive, real-time, SMS verified leads. It kind of brings me to the next point here, is these are the types of leads that we're trying to generate from these Facebook lead form campaigns. All right, so I strongly encourage you to go through the video down below in the description where I break down that entire campaign so you can see the overall strategy of it. It's really, really powerful. All right, we're using Facebook lead forms. For those of you that are not familiar with a lead form, let me show you a quick example of it. Basically, what happens is when somebody clicks on your ad campaign, instead of sending them to a website or a landing page, there's a form that pops up right here on their desktop, on their mobile newsfeed, whatever. It's a form that pops up. And there's a lot of different customizations that you can do, but it saves you a lot of time from having to create landing pages and do split testing, and you have to worry about page loading times and all that stuff, right? Not saying that it's bad to use opt-in pages or send people to them, but lead forms, I've always just had the best results with lead forms. When you do it right, they can be very, very effective. All right, so it's a little form that pops up on Facebook. We can customize it to our business and brand. We can ask, I usually ask 1 or 2 custom questions here just to weed out some of the tire kickers, start getting a little bit of information from people. And then it goes to the next page where they can put in their name, email, phone number. You can ask for state, zip code. That's usually the max that we'll ask for. And sometimes it's pre-populated too. But then Facebook has a brand new feature now that you can turn on in these campaigns, which I show you in that campaign breakdown video, where you can have people verify their mobile number. They have to receive a verification code to their mobile number. They have to type it in, and only then can they submit this form, guys. It is really powerful for increasing lead quality and making sure that we're getting good contact information so that we know that people are receiving our text messages, and we know that we're going to be able to, like, we have good phone numbers when we use the power dialer later on in the system. All right, so using Facebook lead forms, it saves an incredible amount of time. It's really powerful. All right, like I said, we're offering, either the free quotes or the free guide in exchange for name, email, phone number, sometimes state or zip code. I usually just do name, email, and phone number, but you can do whatever you want for your particular business. All right, we do want to ask one or two custom questions. That's this right here, where I'm just basically it's a multiple choice question where I'm asking what their age range is. That's it. Nothing crazy or complicated. But what it does is, like, when you start to ask more questions and ask for more information, you're creating more resistance with the form, with the lead submission process. And when you create more resistance, you're going to weed out more of the people who are not serious. Because if someone's willing to provide more and more and more information, they're probably more serious about whatever it is that, like, getting whatever it is that you're offering. So adding a couple of these custom questions can make all the difference in the world when it comes to lead quality, that is. And then you combine it with the SMS verification feature, man, you're setting yourself up for success there when it comes to generating leads. All right, and then after they submit this form, we're going to basically connect to a qualification funnel at the end. I'll show you an example of that in a second. Kind of brings us to the next part of the roadmap here. But we're going to obviously send them into our HighLevel system, our CRM. You can obviously put them into the power dialer. We'll get to that in a minute. But typically, I do like to send people to this right here, something like this. And there's a little bit more down below the fold here. On the page, but honestly, this is really all you need. And of course, I give this to you guys, this exact funnel inside of ALGM 3.0. Like I said, you don't have to create anything from scratch if you don't want to. All right, and then your logo would be up here at the top. But this is a simple questionnaire that we send people to after they submit this lead form right here. Okay, when they submit this, it's just another step in the form that says, thank you for requesting your free quote or free guide. Click the button down below to complete our short questionnaire to see exactly how much life insurance you qualify for, something like that, okay? And then that button sends them to this page where they actually request the quote itself, because this is where we're going to get more information, all right? So we're going to ask again what the age range is, but we're also going to ask, have you used any tobacco products in the last 12 months? Have you been diagnosed with any major health issues? How much life insurance or coverage or do you think you need? Stuff like that. And it's all going to be multiple choice. And then at the end, they're going to reconfirm their contact information, guys, by providing their name, email, and phone number once again. What this does is creates much higher intent leads, because there's a very big difference. This is why having a qualification funnel after the lead form, like some type of questionnaire, is so powerful. Because it's one thing for somebody to submit a lead form, all right, but it's another thing entirely if that same lead then completes a questionnaire that you sent them to. All right, so now they've completed your lead form and they've answered all these other questions and reconfirmed their contact information for a second time. That is really powerful. Those are going to be your highest intent leads right there. And then after this, we do send people to book an appointment, but honestly, I'm not too worried about getting appointments booked, because I tell people to contact their leads right away, regardless of whether they book an appointment. If they book an appointment, it's fine, but we still want to contact them immediately, even if they book their appointment 3-4 days out, because that's a long time. They might forget about you. They might go to a competitor. Like, just because somebody books an appointment doesn't mean we don't contact them right now. So this is really the most important part when it comes to like the really higher intent leads. We're not too worried about appointments. We want to get people filling this thing out right here. All right, so that's the third step of the roadmap here, is having your qualification funnel in place. Basically, it's your HighLevel system, but part of that is going to be that qualification funnel where you have that questionnaire. You're asking for additional information. Usually multiple choice questions are fine. These are going to generate your higher intent leads. From there, we're going to have our automatic follow-up in place. And you know what? Let me go ahead and pull up HighLevel here, and I'll just show you some of the follow-up that we have here as an example. One second. All right, cool. So before we jump into high level, we'll just go through these like primary things that we want in the follow-up. I'm going to show you some examples here in a second. Educational emails. Guys, the majority of the emails that I've always sent out that in my experience have always done the best, they always get the highest open rates, is educational emails related and relevant and related to whatever the person initially opted in for. So in this case, they're opting in for a life insurance quote or a guide. So all the emails that I'm going to send from here on out are going to be educational emails, maybe testimonials as well, whatever stories that you have about it, with like clients and stuff, all about just educating them on the power of life insurance. Okay. We're going to send occasional text messages just to check in and see, if they're ready for their quote or whatnot. So we're going to have the system check to see if they have requested a quote or not, and then send the text. And then obviously we have the incredible power of AI to actually have that conversation for us if they respond to one of our text messages. So these things right here, really, really powerful for your follow-up. And you want your follow-up to be really as long as possible. So obviously within the system, within ALGM 3.0 here, I give you guys a ton of follow-up content that's already pre-written, pre-made for you. You're going to want to add to it, but it gives you a really good start. So let me show you an example here of the life insurance, like long-term follow-up automation that we have. All right, so these people are gonna automatically be added to this workflow, and then this is where the emails are going to start to go out. This is the email template that I use. It has a logo at the top. It has a clickable image to request a free life insurance quote. There's also a button at the bottom of the email as well. This is kind of the email format that I really like to use. I'll link that training in the description as well if you guys want to learn more about creating really good email campaigns inside of HighLevel. I'll link that down below. But these are the types of emails that we send. And in this particular one, we're answering the question about what is life insurance? What is the main purpose, right? We're going to have the system check to see if they have completed that questionnaire, same exact thing. And if they haven't, it's going to now send a text message to that person asking them like, hey, did you want me to put together this free life insurance quote? And actually, I have to update this to prompt the person to respond to trigger the AI agent. But you get the point. Like all of this is being sent out automatically. And then later, it's going to wait 2 days. They're going to get another email educating them about, in this email, it's going to be about how much life insurance costs. From there, how much life insurance do I need? Whole life versus term life, right? There's all these emails that are educating people about life insurance. So it's positioning you as the expert. This is a really, really powerful follow-up system, guys. And then again, occasionally we're having the system check to see if the person has moved forward in the funnel and actually requested a quote or had a conversation with somebody yet. If not, they're going to get another text to just stay in front of them, right? Because you never know when somebody is going to be ready to actually move forward with your product and service. And then we do have AI agents as well. I strongly recommend setting up AI agents for your business, guys. I think I'm more excited about the power dialer, which we'll get into here in a minute. I think that is actually going to make the biggest difference in the marketing system, not AI right now, but AI is still important to have. I'm coming out with a video very shortly. It's a step-by-step tutorial on how to create an AI agent inside of HighLevel, so make sure you check that out. But I'll just show you real quick as an example. If we go into conversation AI here, all right, I have one for final expense, just general life insurance and annuities. And we come in here, and it's basically designed to pre-qualify people. We have it ask 3 questions. So whenever somebody replies to one of our text messages with why, start, or quote, then it's going to prompt the AI to start asking a few questions to put that quote together. All right, here are the questions. We'll scroll down. What's your current age? Have you used any tobacco products in the last 12 months, been diagnosed with any major health issues, etc.? And then it just lets them know that someone's going to reach out to them shortly to go over their quote. That's it, right? It's not super complicated. And of course, I give you this exact prompt in ALGM 3.0, so you don't have to create it from scratch, right? But the follow-up system is so, so important, guys, because it might be 3 to 6 months before somebody's ready to purchase a life insurance policy or an annuity from you, whatever it is that you're offering. So we want to make sure we're staying in front of people. And then, of course, having some type of smart CRM in place. The CRM is very important because that makes sure that you're going to stay organized with your leads. Actually, let me go back to the opportunities tab here. All right, you got to have some type of pipeline, guys, some type of CRM that's going to help you stay organized with your leads, preferably a CRM that, like a smart CRM, that you can trigger certain automations depending on where you put people. So for example, if someone did provide me a wrong phone number, right? That's a little annoying, right? But maybe it was an accident, right? So I could drag and drop their contact card into this pipeline stage and have emails automatically sent, which I do have an automation for that in the program already, right? So having that smart CRM is going to help save you a lot of time as well. But more importantly, it's going to help you stay organized. You have to stay organized with your leads, guys, because you don't want leads falling through the cracks that and missing out on business that otherwise you may have been able to close if you just stayed on top of them, all right? So that is the third part of the system with HighLevel. And finally, what we'll wrap up with is having some type of power dialer, guys. This is like a non-negotiable at this point. It's kind of like how you sort of need to have HighLevel in your business right now. I've gotten to the point where you also need to have a power dialer, plain and simple. It's non-negotiable because it's so powerful for getting people on the phone, guys. Like manually dialing from your mobile number and stuff, you could get started with that, I suppose, if you don't have a ton of leads that you're contacting yet. But as you're starting to generate leads and build your pipeline, you've got to have the right tool for this. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're not going to use the best tool possible to help you get as many leads on the phone as possible, then what's the point of generating the leads in the first place? Because you have to get them on the phone. This is the best way that I have seen to do it, and I've seen lots of clients have amazing success with this. We're basically, like I think I alluded to this earlier, the more people you get on the phone, the more deals you close, guys. Plain and simple. It's simple math. If you double the amount of people that you speak to, you're going to significantly increase the amount of sales that you make. All right, assuming that you're halfway decent on the phone, which I'm sure most of you are. All right, the power dialer we're using now that I always recommend, and my favorite one right now, Wave. All right, it is the absolute best high-level power dialer that I've seen thus far. One reason is it's embedded directly into HighLevel, and I did an entire training on this, guys. I show you step by step how to get this set up in your HighLevel account. I will link that training down below, and I even give you a 14-day free trial if you want to check it out. Make sure you use my promo code and link because it gives you an extra 7 days on your free trial. So instead of a 7-day free trial, you get a 14-day free trial. So might as well take advantage of it. But I want to show you guys really quick the power of this. This is a conversation I actually had today with a client. I was emailing back and forth about, I think it was like their calendar or something. And then he mentioned afterwards that he's also really liking the Wave dialer. It's pretty slick. And so I wanted to get a little more information on that. He said, I said, awesome. Has it helped get more people on the phone? And he said, quite a bit. And I asked him what he thought the percentage increase has been. And he says connecting with 3 and the time it typically takes to connect with 1. So 2/3 increase. So it's not an exact number, but it's still pretty good. Like if you can increase your contact rate by 20%, 30, 40%, or maybe double it, what would that do for your business? So you're now combining a proven Facebook ad marketing system for generating life insurance and annuity leads. All right, so we've got leads down. They're SMS verified, they're exclusive real time to your business, and you're able to double the amount of leads that you actually get on the phone. What else on earth could you possibly need to grow your business, guys? I don't really know what else you would need to add. All right, so this power dialer absolutely crushes it. I had another client in the annuity industry. She works with financial advisors. She literally helped them close over $5 million of annuity business in the last 12 months at the time of that recording. I'll link that interview down below as well. And it was primarily because of this power dialer, guys. She was using the same annuity lead generation system as everybody else, but she was getting twice the amount of people on the phone, basically to the point where she could guarantee 10 appointments per month. And it led to $5 million of annuity business across her advisors. Just absolutely insane. This is the power of getting more people on the phone. But here's the thing. Here's the question. Why does it work so well? All right. Well, there's a couple of different reasons. Number one, it's a multi-line dialer. So it allows you to dial up to 3 people at a time. All right. Which I don't think you need any more than that. All right. 3 is plenty. All right. So automatically it's making you much more efficient than if you were to dial out from your own phone number. from your own phone. I know what that's like, guys. And, you know, look, we all have our own humble beginnings. You got to start somewhere, but you want to get to the power dialer as soon as possible. All right. You want to get away from dialing from your mobile number because it's just not efficient at all. All right. So we're able to dial 3 people at a time. Okay. Local presence. This, for me, is the magic pill. Okay, so what this does is basically it matches the closest area code of the phone numbers that you own, and you can purchase numbers inside of Wave for, I think they're like $1 a month. Okay, I recommend buying 3 or 4 for every state that you're generating leads in. Okay, what it's going to do is going to take the closest area code that for the phone numbers that you own and match it to, as close as it can, to the area code of the lead that it is dialing. So it basically looks like their neighbor is calling them instead of a toll-free number 877 or spam likely coming up. That's kind of the next benefit here, but this significantly increases the amount of people that actually pick up the phone because it doesn't look like a sales call. All right, and then when you add spam protection on top of it, to make sure that you're not showing up as spam likely or whatever it is, then you're just going to have so many more people answer the phone. That's why this power dialer is so freaking awesome, guys. And it's absolutely worth the cost. I think it's super cheap. It's one of the cheaper power dialers that I've seen, given what it provides. And plus, like I said, you get a 14-day free trial using my link and the promo code. All right, so with that said, I think I'll go ahead and wrap up now. This is the roadmap, guys. I try to keep things as simple as possible for you guys. Obviously, there's some moving parts here and maybe a little bit of a learning curve for some of you guys. That's totally fine. It is what it is. But once you get this down, it is so worth it, and it's kind of like having just a well-oiled machine in your business, just constantly bringing in leads, helping you get people on the phone, and it gives you back so much more control of the marketing and the lead generation in your business, guys. So 4 main steps in the roadmap. Make sure you have a good offer. We're using Facebook lead form ads to promote that offer. We're connecting that lead form ad to our HighLevel system, so we send them to our qualification and appointment funnels. We have our long-term follow-up system in place, and then we're funneling those leads into our power dialer to make sure we get as many of those leads on the phone as possible. That's your roadmap, guys. So like I said, make sure you check out all the supplemental training in the description for more in-depth instructions and tutorials on how to get some of these things in place. Of course, make sure you check out the demo of ALGM 3.0 if you just want all of this pre-made. So with that said, guys, I hope you're crushing it. I really hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, whatever, drop them down in the comment section below. I always love engaging with you guys there. And I will talk to you in the next one. To your success, Matty Ice is out.